Alright friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video on guess who? Team Blaha client Michelle, part 85, bro. Yes friends. Man, it's Jason Blaha, strength and fitness. You know who? The recruiting lifting slave. And who has he recruited recently, as of recent, to prop up his channel, his views, and his subscribes? Well, guess who? It's Client Michelle, Team Blaha. Yeah, she's the latest lifting slave on his channel. Probably the only one that's left over. All the rest are all gone. I don't know why. Maybe they got him for copyright. Who knows? But anyway, shouldn't be using other people's material. But anyways, let's watch this video. Let's review this video. This is insane. All right. Team Client Blaha, Michelle, part 85. Yes, the vlog. Former boxer, national level, drug-free, powerlifter and model we are now preparing for bikini competitions. Powerlifting champion later this year. Yes, okay. So those are just the details. But anyways, let's get on with this.
Time for my client Michelle's vlog, and as of course we've been doing for forever.
Notice off the bat, she's lifting the exact same weights, doing exact same exercises, just like in every video he posts.
Do a 4-day upper-lower split, but we start the upper days with a training max.
Upper-lower split. You're adapted. No more adaptations for you. For you, client Michelle. 0 adaptations.
On the bench press for a moderately heavy single. Same thing for squats and deadlifts on the 2 lower days, respectively. And then we do lots and lots of rep work.
The only thing she's doing is accelerated aging, promoting infertility, and a thermogenic effect. So this is more like, I would say, cosmetic. She's burning fat, or at least trying to. I don't even know what her diet is like, so it's really hard to say. But I have seen 0 change in her body whatsoever since the vlogs. Since I've been lifting, since I started conditioning myself 3 weeks ago, in 3 weeks I've changed drastically. I look drier, harder, leaner. I look better. And I'm faster. And I've even gotten stronger on all my lifts because more adaptations.
Supersets.
And because I do unconventional exercises, I'm really changing them up. And I'm also moving up heavier. But has she moved heavier or changed any of her exercises? Has she done anything that's unconventional, or is it all conventional? Because she's all adapted to these movements. So 0 adaptations for you, Michelle, client.
So here we are with her doing pull-ups, and she supersets these with bench, and I kind of trimmed that bench out because we already got the top set, so we don't necessarily need to see her doing 10 rep sets. But she does a 10 plus rep set of bench, followed by pull-ups to about 1 rep in reserve, and then we repeat that cycle, and we end up doing 3 sets of that.
You know, it's almost sad watching these people in the gym fail over and over again. This is pure failure. Look, in 3 weeks, I changed drastically. I saw these people that come over. They're people in my gym. They actually do bodybuilding competitions. They just were talking about me. They're right next to me as if I can't hear what they're saying. Oh, he must be carbing up. Oh, he's getting stronger. Yeah, oh, you know what? He's been coming in here every day. Yeah, I've been coming in every day. What about it? See what I mean? Because they've never seen me come in before. Because I'm getting results, that's why.
That's her first superset. Okay, so again, I want to be clear. Her upper body days after the training max are all supersets. Lower body days are trisets. And the idea here right now, we're working on building muscle at this point. This is to maximize body composition,
Hold on, she's working on building muscle right now? How do you build muscle? Protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Even if you're in an adapted state, the whole principle of trying to mass up the myofibrillar and contractile proteins is protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Why do people think that gyms have some kind of magic power? You can literally mess up the myofibrillar even without lifting weights, just eating loads of protein. You being in an anabolic growth state, it'll start growing by itself, but it'll hit an MND size limit. Regardless.
Conditioning, because again, we can.
I have not. I have yet to see her. I have yet to see her build any muscle. I've seen no videos where she builds muscle. I see her opening a window for protein synthesis and even breaking down proteins. She's breaking down proteins, lifting weights like a factory worker, but I have yet to see her ever build muscle. Where does she go to build her muscle? Does she go to the Golden Griddle? Where does she go to build her muscle? What does she do?
For a powerlifting meet anytime we want. She's qualified for a couple different worlds and a couple different nationals already for this year, so she can kind of pick and choose what she wants to do, and when we're ready to do a meet, pick her for a meet real quick. Not a big deal. Of course, she's lost a little more body weight as she's been getting leaner. And again, the idea here, we're trying to maximize body composition, but some areas I want to really add a lot of muscle to for the bikini purposes is her delts and her calves. So those are getting more attention than we normally are getting.
Her delts and her calves, more attention. Ben, you don't want anything to receive too much attention. You want all around attention, everything. What is he talking about?
When we have been doing powerlifting for her. So when it's exclusively powerlifting, we're a little more just concerned with lats and triceps to go with the benching. We just do some accessories. We don't care about calves as far as the squats and the
bodybuilding is powerlifting. What is he talking about, man?
deadlifts go. So we don't really focus on those. We haven't done any calf work before she decided, hey, I want to start doing bikini. Of course, she's also
I saw her calf work. It's frivolous.
doing very regular modeling shoots right now. So again, that's been going very well. She's done half a dozen shoots here recently.
Notice what she's doing here with the weight. She's like, she on the up force. Definitely, she goes really far up on the up force. That doesn't do anything to your muscle. The up force. It's the down force that you want to concentrate on. So yeah, even though she brought her shoulder all the way up, let's just say she brought her back all the way, curved it to the side. Now she should hold that and slowly bring it down, lower it slowly to try to pull the stretch out of it. That's why I find the cables are much better for these movements. I find that mechanical movements for all these, what people call accessory work, it's better on the cable movements. Trust me, it's just better. A lot of things are better on the cable movement, on cables. On mechanical tension.
So again, she's pursuing all of those things. So the physique and all of that matters more and more to her right now, both professionally.
And here's the thing with mechanical tension. There's so many more variations you can do on the cable machines that you couldn't do with the free weight. That's one of the pluses, the perks of using a cable machine, mechanical tension, because you're going to get this damage. You'll get a new adaptation. You'll get some damage, but you'll also get new adaptations as well. This improving your physique.
And in terms of what she wants to do competitively, but we do have to be clear, she is absolutely going to continue powerlifting. Although, we're getting at a point to where she's now well below her curve.
Look, here's the thing. If you're bodybuilding, you definitely want to stick to the big four, okay? So OHP, squat, all these free weights, squat, deadlift, and bench press, okay? But all the rest of your exercises, you should do on the cable machines. Yeah, I do. Like triceps, your biceps, shoulder flies, and all this kind of stuff. Side laterals. Yeah, you can do a lot of that on there. You can even mix them up. I've started to mix up a lot of the free weight with the cable machines now, because you want to see how well you do on the concentric as opposed to just eccentric. So yeah, you want to see how well you do on these movements with free weights. That's basically it, really. But you get more out of the cable machines than you would out of the free weights.
Current new lighter weight class that we already qualified for, so we have a lot of wiggle room there. And it's
like this movement will definitely, if she uses a cable machine to do this, she's going to get a lot more out of it than just a free weight.
So we're going to have to look at later down the road is going to be body weight. We may get to a point where we have to think about, do we even need to stay in this class? If she gets really bikini lean and then wants to do a meet, she's almost going to be ready to do the next weight class down. Because she's now walking around, in the low 140s at 5'9". So she's a very tall and at a lighter body weight. And we used to compete in the 165. So over a year ago, those other meets we were doing the 165. Okay, she stepped on the scale around 145 for this last meet or two, both the untested.
Again, you notice she does the exact same exercises, and she doesn't really finish off with one exercise. She does one and moves to another one. She's all over the place. You need to finish your sets and reps with one and then move to the next.
And the tested one, when we do that, so she's qualified in a few different events. So our other work here for this block, and we're rotating these movements around just to help with boredom, and also because we're doing so much volume.
See, listen to Coach. We're rotating it because of boredism. We're rotating these exercises. I know he's fabricating all this stuff, but whatever. Because in the video she's rotating. Man, because of boredism, that. What a poor coach, bro. You don't rotate the exercise, boredism or anything. You don't rotate anything. You finish your sets and reps with that particular muscle group that you're working on. Then you move on to the next one. You don't go back to it, go to another one. The reason why, you're going to probably ask, why is that? What's the reason? Because the blood will flow to that, is flowing to that muscle. Now you're pulling it from that area somewhere else. What the hell, unless you start on that area. You understand me? Here's another problem too. Let's say you do shoulders. I think these people do these bro splits. Okay, you do your shoulders, right? And then what are you going to do? Your arms next, then your forearms? Well, all the blood went originally to the shoulder area. Definitely the first muscle group you start with, that's the one that's probably going to get the most benefit out of it. It would be the shoulders. So that's why I say you should, if you are doing these bro splits, let's just say, okay, you should split them up between, forearm, shoulder, forearm, arm, and shoulder. If that's what you're doing that day, I don't know. But like I said, you should split them up every time you come in, so one gets the benefit. So if this week you did like fucking, I don't know, shoulder, then arm, forearm, then start with arm, then shoulder, then forearm, I don't know, and then start with forearm, arm, and then shoulder the following week, whatever. It's good to rotate those parts, but in a full body workout, if you're trying to shoot for really, real muscle damage, the best is to start with chest, back, shoulders, and arms, forearms, and then abs and neck, because you start having a reduction in force production because of the amount of damage occurred in that session. That is the problem. So yeah, can you get an adaptation in a bro split? Yeah, mate. Yeah, if you're doing something you're unaccustomed to doing, if you're unfamiliar with the exercise or the movement, your body's unfamiliar with it. What would happen if I went on a type of a leg press machine? I stuck it on a relatively heavy weight, and then I started repping it out, and I do one set, and I go all the way maybe to 80, all the way to pushing it to about 100. I've never done it before. So I just keep pressing that all the way to 100. When you get off that machine, it's going to be hard to walk. And I could guarantee you, just from that one set of 100 repetitions, when you go home, your legs are going to hurt the next day. Just from that one thing. So did you have to put in all that accessory work, all that work to doing your legs, all that work, when meanwhile, they damaged, you got a new adaptation because you did one set of 100 reps, which you've never done before. Bingo. See what I mean? You could try this as an experiment. Try doing your arms. Try doing a relatively heavy weight that you could finish with 100 reps. So do your biceps, 100 reps. Let's say even on the cable machine, whatever. And finish it for 100 reps. And find out what will happen.
For her, that we do need to think in terms of overuse. So,
but she's so conventional. Look at her repetitions. They're always the same. 10 reps, same exercise, same lift, same everything.
Every 2-3 weeks, we are rotating a lot of the lifts around. Again, mainly because we can focus on a few main lifts and chase progression on those, and everything else is just about taking sets.
Again, you're taking away from that area, the blood, and it's moving from one area to the other, then it has to go back to that area. So it doesn't really get it just takes away from it.
To failure, getting fatigue, and again, just finishing off all of these muscles.
See, failure and fatigue. Blaha loves failure and fatigue. Did he ever mention once in this video that she was shooting for a new adaptation? We're getting adaptations, aren't we? I thought we were lifting in the gym because we want a new adaptation. That's the whole point going to the gym. I know. You're all adapted to your exercises. You want to get better at lifting a heavy weight. You want to be adapted as a factory worker. You want to be like a factory worker, adapting to lifting the boxes so then you don't get any more damage anymore and you're adapted and there's no more growth. Zero adaptations.
Whereas the stuff like the bench, the pull-ups, certain exercises that we do, we can keep those in fairly consistently so that we do chase progression.
When you're about to retire.
Again, everything done afterwards.
Again, progressive overload. She's progressively overloading. Again, your body's adapted to this so-called you guys progressively overloading, but I never see people progressively overloading much in the gym anymore. I see them drop setting. That's what they do. They drop the weight. They go down in weight, which they're already adapted to it. And what are they doing? They're endurance athletes, exhausting, fatiguing the muscles.
Tends to be a lot of pump work. So the other superset we just saw there.
She's doing a lot of pump work? What kind of word is that? Oh, she's on carbohydrates? Man, this is ridiculous too still.
We do flat bench press with dumbbells, and then we superset that with one arm dumbbell rows back and forth.
She's just basically burning fat. Like I said, I don't know what her diet is. She's just creating a thermogenic effect. She's basically just trying to burn fat off her body. And remember, women carry more body fat than men as an ectomorph woman and an ectomorph man. And an ectomorph woman is going to carry slightly bit more body fat than an ectomorph dude. So she's got to work harder at it, burning this fat. But as far as gaining muscle or anything else she's doing here, I really doubt it.
Which is a nice little setup because it's almost a continual rotation. Mainly because if you do the bench first and then you do the one arm dumbbell rows with each arm, about the time that you're finished doing that dumbbell row, your pecs and things are almost recovered and ready for the next set. So
what? They've recovered, they're ready for the next set, the pecs. I would guess if you went to another one, but you still exhausted yourself. You're going to be weakened if you run into the next exercise right away, even if you did do another one.
A lot of those single arm exercises or single leg exercises like that really let us get a lot done in terms of work density. So then the next superset that we did after that, we do upright rows, and then she supersets that with skull crushers. So we're doing lying extensions with an easy bar. And then our next superset, as you guys are seeing here, we do dumbbell lateral raises, and then she does
The people in this gym are very lazy, man. They're just like moping around and stuff. Like there's just nothing going on there, man. This is just pure failure.
supine grip, underhand grip, regular standing dumbbell curl as a superset. Notice though that the workout is very delt heavy. We really only have one bicep and one tricep exercise, and because while we're pressing and pulling, that's enough. But I do have 2 different shoulder exercises added in, even though we're doing 12 sets of pulling and 12 sets of pressing every week outside of that. So the delts are getting a lot of work already. Again, I'm wanting to really prioritize those.
Like, notice her clothes are different too in these videos. Like, what did she do? Go back and change it? So this can't be the exact. I don't even know what she's doing in these videos. And then this is weird, man. She's not dressed the same. So this is not part of the same routine. What is Blaha talking about?
All right, start of her lower.
I bet you this is going to be 1 rep.
Body session. We had just had a good training max on the back squat. We just used her.
Holy shit, that's it? 1 rep? It's over. Oh my God.
Her meat legal squat, like what she does in competition, in terms of stance. So we just get a nice heavy single that I have programmed, the weight programmed, and I don't want it to.
Again, her squat was the same and her leg press is the same. Always the same weight, the same presses. She's purely adapted.
Be hard. And then we go into the trisets. So what are we doing for the trisets on lower body? So first we do a shoulder width grip. So I call this almost a closer stance. Leg press.
Now you know what I mean by lifting slave or gym slave. People that come in, they live in the gym. Those are those that live in the gym. The gym slave. They're like there 7 days a week, man. That's just crazy. I doubt she's there 7 days a week. I hope not. She's not a gym slave as well as a lifting slave. But yeah, she gives time for rest or whatever. But yeah, a lifting slave. She's just adapted to all these weights, and she's become a lifting slave to these weights. She just keeps doing them repetitively in lifting limbo hell. There's no more adaptations.
And again, the idea here, I want to get a lot of quad activation. Whereas if I wanted to get a little more adductor, a little more glute, I would take that stance out.
Think about it. She says more quad activation. If I got her to do 100 repetitions, okay, let's just say I took that, I reduced the weight there just to 2 plates on each side. And I get her to do 100 repetitions, one set of 100. Do you think that she'll benefit from it as opposed to just sliding it up and down here 10 times for like one set?
Wider, and that would carry over a little better to a power squat. But right now,
see, it's over. She barely did anything there. Do you think there was really any stimulation there whatsoever? Any muscle damage, stimulation, any adaptations, anything going on there? I mean, anything. No, absolutely not. A zero.
I want to really build her quads. Those quads, I would like them to come up more. And we have a lot of glute work because that's still deep. We have glute ham raises, pull-throughs, all this other stuff. So we do have a lot of glute work, and I'm not as concerned with that. I want to really double down on the quads. So after we do that heavy squat, we come in and we do the leg press. And I might work some volume back in on doing sets of 10 plus on the back squat for her. But we do a lot of doubles and triples for high sets going.
She's just playing with this thing, bouncing her body up and down. She's just like bouncing. Let me just see how many times I can bounce myself up and down on this. What a waste of time.
Into meets. So when she starts getting ready for meets, like we might do 10 doubles anyways, walking in. So we tend to get more specificity as we get closer to competition.
Specificity. Oh, I love these words. Blaha's really, man, this guy, oh, he's a genius, bro.
Right now, I'm not as worried about that. I just need to get her body composition where we want it. We need to gain muscle.
Her body composition, mediated muscle. How much could this guy talk in the video? God, he goes on and on forever about mumbo jumbo.
So again, gain muscle. So again, deep leg presses with that slightly closer stance. Then her next exercise is, of course, the...
Oh, she's back at the leg press again. Here we go with the same weight. All right.
Ham raise. And then, of course, since she's already got the leg press loaded right over by the GHR, with her leg press weight, she just uses that same weight and just does a burnout set of toe presses pretty much. So we're doing the equivalent of a...
Did he say toe presses, man? These calf presses. They're calves, right? Okay, well... yeah, I don't know, man. That looks like a good stretch there, the bottom.
Standing calf raise, but we're doing it on the leg press slide. And since it's a close enough weight...
Again, she's doing too much of the concentric as opposed to the eccentric. Notice her feet are not bending far back. She's more into pressing it upward. It's not the pressing upward that gets the calf, that causes the damage to the calf. It's the down motion, lady. It's the eccentric part.
For her to be in the rep range we would kind of like to see for calves. And we don't mind taking the reps up higher on calves.
I have some advice for you, lady. Just focus on the eccentric exercise. That's nice. You're doing all this accessory work, whatever you're doing there. But you should focus your exercises on the eccentric, as many eccentrics as you can. That'll transform you. That's the adaptation process.
And again, as long as we're getting that really deep stretch there, which you guys can see that she's getting.
Yeah.
We're
yeah, I didn't see any deep stretch, okay? What are you talking about?
Pretty good on that. So then we do that at the end of our tricep, and then we repeat the circuit. So we end up doing like 3 sets of that tricep. Our next tricep, we do Bulgarian split squats. In this case, we're doing them with a dumbbell, so I guess it's not the true Bulgarian.
We're doing Bulgarian split squats, and all this is so important, man. It's so important to do this with one leg. What's the difference between doing a normal squat with both legs and you going here and doing this with one leg? It's for show and tell. It's to look pretty on camera. It is meaningless. It's nothing. Just stick to the things that work, that give you the most adaptations. See what I mean? I'm not saying she shouldn't do these. She can. But I don't see why she has to.
You're going to be with a barbell. So we'll call it a dumbbell split squat. All right, same thing.
Oh, I know. Because Blaha says he has to rotate her because of boredism. I forgot. Okay. So boredism plays a big role in bodybuilding and adaptations. So if you're bored, yeah, I guess no more adaptations too. Is that it?
These are fantastic as a quad accessory.
Yeah,
Right,
they are.
quad glute exercise. This is really, really good.
These are great as an accessory. Man.
And particularly like if we're going to do a lot of volume, because some lifters can't handle high volumes of squatting like others can. Some lifters can squat set after set after set. Not everybody can. Right now, because
She's doing a great job of wearing down her knees, wearing them down slowly over time. When she gets older, she's going to be walking with a cane.
wanting to do a lot of volume, I don't want to risk burning her out. And it's not like we haven't done, 10 sets of squats before in a session for her. We absolutely have many times. But again, I'm wanting to keep.
This is great too. This elastic band stuff. What is this gonna do? I know. She's trying to pump up her butt with this elastic exercise.
Just the volumes and the reps real high. So for our tricep on that, we do those split squats, then we do band pull through.
Like honestly, didn't you guys think that these things are gonna work for her at this point? You've seen these videos on my channel before, Team Blaha, whatever, 85 blog, whatever. It's always the exact same exercise, the exact same movements. If you do the exact same things, exact same movements, you do know it's instinctual. You know you're adapted. There's no more adaptations. Do you think she's gonna ever change? See what I mean?
I wish that we had a reverse hyper. She will have one when she moves again coming up. So this current gym, we don't have the reverse hyper anymore. So we use in place of it for a similar muscle growth. Not saying it replaces the effect. We do the
Similar muscle growth? Machines don't grow your muscles. No weights grow muscles. Oh, I know. I forgot. They're growing her muscles through inflammatory response because she's inflaming her muscles by being in an adapted state, lifting. Ah, okay, now I understand. So yeah, she's building inflammatory muscles. Great, okay.
band pull throughs. And I like these because they really help for her deadlift anyways. They're a great glute exercise. They're a good hamstring exercise. But
So that's why she's doing the exact same exercises to keep up with the inflammatory response. So it never goes down. She wants it to always be inflamed. Okay.
pull through that we get on that is really good for the lockout on a deadlift. And for her, we tend to be weak on lockouts. That's where we miss deadlifts.
See, she's doing calves right there, Blaha. You said what? She wasn't? She's doing it.
So I do like a movement like that as a supplemental lift to help with that deadlift.
Supplemental lift to help with that deadlift. Okay, yes.
And then, of course, we finish that tricep with a seated calf raise. So again, we get a standing and then a seated version so that we're working both the gastrocnemius
What tricep with the seated calf raise she finished? What are you talking about? She's in a different outfit.
and the soleus of her calves. So again, if you guys kind of look at what we've done here, pretty much every muscle and every head of every muscle has been worked. We've made sure the long head.
Yeah, it was worked very little. Every muscle. It was worked extremely little. There's nothing going on there.
The tricep gets finished. I mean, we're doing the extra bicep work, all three heads of the delt, both heads of the calf. We are making sure everything is getting, pretty close to the most volume that she can handle and recover from on a week-to-week basis. And then here she is. We repeat the same lower day later in the week, but with a deadlift first. So I included the deadlift. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next.
Oh, that's one rep. Wow, she's really changing right there with that one rep. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Team Blaha, client Michelle. 0 adaptations, a day of infertility, and accelerated aging. That's about it. That's all I can see she's getting. And maybe she's burning some fat there, some thermogenic effect. I'm really not even sure on that. But I just see this as being a waste of time. A zero. I give this a grade, a zero. See you later, bros.